Welcome to Terrifying Tales, where we journey deep into the darkest corners of history. Today, we delve into a chilling tale from Salem, where hysteria and fear claimed innocent lives. Tale unveils the truth behind the Salem witch trials. Let's dive into the terrifying tale of the witches of Salem. In the darkest corners of history lies a tale of fear and superstition. Welcome to Salem's Shadows, the witches' dark tale. We journey to 17th century Salem, a New England village soon to be the stage for a chilling event that sent terror rippling through its heart. The Salem witch trials, a time of fear, suspicion, and devastating consequences. Being different could cost your life. Salem, a beacon of peace, was thrown into chaos. Welcome, dear listener, to the Shadows of Salem. Let's step into the past and unravel the dark tale of the witches of Salem. In the year 1692, an event unfolded in Salem, Massachusetts that would forever stain the pages of American history. This was a year that would resonate through the ages, remembered not for its achievements or advances, but for its fear, superstition, and tragedy. A year that saw a small, unassuming New England village catapulted into the spotlight of infamy. It all began with a chilling wind, a wind that carried with it not just the bitter cold of winter, but a fear that would grip the heart of Salem. This was no ordinary town. It was a quiet, peaceful settlement, seemingly removed from the chaos and complexities of the world. But beneath this tranquility, in the hushed whispers between neighbours and the furtive glances exchanged in the streets, there hung a sense of apprehension, a foreboding that would soon prove to be well-founded. The epicenter of this brewing storm were two young girls, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams. Seemingly normal children, their lives were about to take a sinister turn that would thrust them into the annals of history. They began to display behaviours that were not only strange, but entirely unexplainable. Convulsions seized their small bodies, their eyes rolled back into their heads, and their words became an indecipherable jumble of nonsense. These symptoms, so sudden and severe, left the local townsfolk not just baffled, but terrified. In times of uncertainty, people look for answers, for something or someone to blame. And in Salem, the town's doctor, a man straddling the delicate line between science and superstition, provided the answer they sought. In the absence of a logical explanation, and perhaps swayed by the prevailing beliefs of his time, he arrived at a conclusion that would set in motion a chain of events that would change Salem forever. The girls were bewitched. This word, this declaration of witchcraft, spread through Salem like wildfire. It was carried on the wind, whispered in hushed tones as the townspeople felt their world tilt on its axis. A paranoia that had been present but unnamed suddenly had a face, a name: witchcraft. It pervaded every conversation, every interaction. Glances became suspicious, voices dropped to whispers, and doors that were once open were now firmly shut. The once serene town of Salem, the heart of New England, was now held captive by fear. A fear that was as tangible as the cold wind that blew through its streets. A fear that cast long shadows over the village, shrouding it in a veil of dread and uncertainty. The fear was not confined to the supernatural. It was a fear of the unknown, of what lurked in the shadows, of the potential danger that each neighbour, each friend could pose. Trust was replaced by suspicion, camaraderie by fear. Every rustle of leaves, every flicker of candlelight was imbued with a sinister significance. As the fear spread, so did the accusations. Neighbour turned against neighbour, friend against friend. An accusation of witchcraft was all it took to shatter lives and families. A simple finger point, a mere whisper, was enough to condemn a fellow townsfolk to a fate worse than death. The witch hunt had begun. And so the witch hunt in Salem began, a hunt that would consume lives and ignite a mass hysteria. As a pall of dread descended onto the town, allegations of witchcraft spiraled into an unspeakable nightmare. The air in Salem had morphed into a chilling, menacing storm. The whispers that once carried harmless chatter were now laced with grim tales of witchcraft and black magic. An icy shiver, more bone-chilling than the bleakest winter, swept across the town, creeping into every dwelling, every soul. As each day bled into the next, the mounting horror and mistrust took root, spreading through the community like a dark, monstrous parasite. The cramped streets of the town, once teeming with life, were now draped in an unsettling silence, as if the very air held its breath, anticipating the impending doom. The inhabitants of Salem, chiefly women, found themselves ensnared in the tightening grip of suspicion. In the grip of widespread hysteria, they began to regard their neighbours with terror and suspicion. The once serene town had morphed into a battlefield, each resident a possible adversary. Companions who had once shared joy and confidences now regarded each other with cautious suspicion. Innocent children were indoctrinated to fear the adults around them, to perceive potential witches in the faces that were once a source of solace. The town meeting house, once a beacon of community spirit, had been transformed into a grim echo of its former glory, a macabre stage for trials steeped in paranoia and terror. The tribunal that took place within the confines of the meeting house revolved around a concept known as spectral evidence. This was the terrifying belief that the accused witches could dispatch spirits or spectres to enact heinous deeds on their behalf. A more horrifying concept could scarcely be conceived, for how does one guard against a menace that remains unseen, untouchable? The unfortunate souls accused of witchcraft were subjected to conditions akin to living hell. They were thrown into lightless, damp cells, their lives hanging in a nightmarish balance of uncertainty. Within these grim confines, they endured both mental torment and the physical hardships of malnutrition and sickness. Some failed to survive long enough to confront their trial, succumbing to the wretched conditions before they could assert their innocence. In the midst of this pandemonium and dread, a solitary figure emerged from the shadows. Bridget Bishop, a woman of independent spirit, known for her colourful and flamboyant attire, Bridget stood out like a beacon in the grim puritanical society around her. She was the first to face the brutal reality of execution, a sacrificial lamb for the terror and superstition that had ensnared Salem. Despite her vehement denials and pleas for mercy, she was hanged on the notorious Gallows Hill, setting a bone-chilling precedent for those who would be accused next. Following Bridget's execution, the gallows cast a long, sinister shadow over Salem. More hangings ensued, each a gruesome public spectacle, a grim exhibition of power and control. The townsfolk watched in petrified silence as men, women, young and old, were dragged up the hill to meet their grim end. The sense of fear was so suffocating that it smothered any semblance of reason or justice, turning them into passive onlookers to the horrifying tableau unfolding before their eyes. By the close of September 1692, 20 innocent lives had been snuffed out prematurely, victims of terror and superstition. The witch trials had carved a permanent macabre mark on the town, a grim chapter written in the blood of blameless victims. The echoes of their screams still resonate in the town of Salem today, a bone-chilling reminder of a time when terror held sway, and reason was ruthlessly extinguished. The Salem witch trials did not last long, but their impact was profound and long-lasting. As the trials came to an end, the town of Salem was left in a state of shock and remorse. The community began to question the validity of the trials, leading to apologies issued to the victims and their families. Reparations were made, but nothing could erase the trauma and loss inflicted. Years later, the Salem witch trials would leave an indelible mark on American society. They influenced law, pushing for more rigorous evidence standards and the right to legal representation. In literature, they served as a powerful symbol of mass hysteria, fear, and the dangers of unchecked power. Works like Arthur Miller's The Crucible were born from these dark moments in history. The Salem witch trials serve as a dark reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria and the devastating consequences of unchecked fear. They are a testament to our ability to learn, grow and strive for justice in the face of adversity. Thank you for journeying with us into the heart of Salem's shadows, the witch's dark tale. It's a grim chapter in our history, but one that holds significant lessons for us all. As we reflect on the Salem witch trials, we are reminded of the importance of reason, justice and empathy in our society. We hope this journey has not only enlightened you about a significant historical event, but has also encouraged you to examine the world around you with a critical and compassionate eye. It's a potent reminder that history is not just our past, but a mirror reflecting our present, and indeed, our future. As the credits roll, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all those who have made this video possible. Our researchers who dive deep into the annals of history, our illustrators who breathed life into the tales of the past, our voiceover artists who lent their voice to this story, and of course you, our viewers, who have taken the time to engage with our content. But most importantly, we remember the victims of the Salem witch trials. Their stories, though tragic, serve as a stark reminder of the consequences of fear and hysteria. We dedicate this series to them in the hope that their experiences will continue to enlighten us, helping us to strive for justice, reason and compassion in our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows of Salem. Remember, history is not just a tale of the past, but a mirror reflecting our present and future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning and keep learning. We hope you enjoyed our journey into Salem's shadows, the witch's dark tale. If you found this video informative and engaging, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Your support enables us to continue digging deep into history, shedding light on the shadows of the past, and bringing you captivating stories that resonate with the present. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps us understand what kind of content you enjoy and want to see more of. We also invite you to share your thoughts and comments about the video. What did you find most intriguing? Do you have any questions or insights you'd like to share? We value your feedback and look forward to engaging with you in the comments section. Thank you for your support. Remember, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring history with us.